Okay, well, hey, welcome everyone to the open mic, the third open mic. My name is Tim Pike. I'll be your host tonight. I'd like to thank you all for coming. It's a very special evening because we are now partnering with RTC TV Channel 4 Rochester, and they are here filming as we speak. So, give me a hand. And as always, I'd like to mention that we are sponsored by Russ Kitzman and Edward Jones and the City of Plymouth. So thank them also. So I'll do a couple songs for you, then get some announcements to make and things. And so we'll get right to it. So this is a song of mine. It's an instrumental. And currently it's being called The Sky's the Limit. So. Something I came up with about 6 months ago. So. This young man's name is Doug Harsh. Welcome, Doug. Do you have anything else that you would like me to say about you, Doug, that's important that people might want to know?
None of the bad stuff.
None of the bad stuff? Okay.
Just the good stuff.
We won't talk about Doug. Just the good stuff. So,
Hardcore.
well, wait, yeah, if you want to. Sure. Can you get around me
Yeah,
there?
I sure can.
Okay.
So there's nothing but bad stuff, so he's not going to say anything?
I know. You saw that too, didn't you?
Yeah. If I don't have anything bad to say about somebody, don't say anything at all, right? No, Doug's a good guy. So he's going to play some music for us, and if there's nothing else, you're from South Bend, Indiana, and you play a lot in South Bend.
I play all over the place.
Play all over the place.
The
If you look on-
Michiana area.
If you look on Facebook, his face is on there. So, all right, thanks, Doug.
Here's a song about getting lucky. I hope you guys are having a good night tonight. I never was a gambler, man. I never cared for cards. Spent all my time and money on these beat-up-old guitars, slaying songs through smoke and dust, trying to pay them dues, working for a better day, but I couldn't buy a clue. Then one day I was killing time when fate walked through the door. She was wearing hope and a pretty smile that cut me to the core. Well, I knew it was a long shot, had no other choice. Stepped right up and made my case, my most convincing voice. Then everything I touched just turned to gold. Or at least that's how I like the story told. Perhaps those facts get a little better, just a bit on track. Can you blame a lucky man for that? Love's a bet to win or lose, it's one you wouldn't take. But I tell you friend, it ain't no sailing hard, it's what's at stake. In spite of all my losing ways, that woman took me in. We had a little plan to be, and I tell you once again, that everything I touch is turned to gold. Or at least that's how I like the story told. Perhaps those facts get a little better, just a bit on track. But can you blame a lucky man? Can you blame a lucky man? Can you blame a lucky man for that? So much. Here's another song I wrote. Sometimes love doesn't always turn out the way you want it to. You know what I mean? And so you write songs about it. That's what you do. Anyway, here's one. It goes like this. Well, I thought I'd write a song. Well, the good times come and gone. A bit of a glimpse of our story past. Do you remember way back when we wouldn't dare pretend? 'Cause we thought all those feelings would last. For a moment drifting like a shadow, before those promises of love passed away. There's a tear in my eye, though you shouldn't be surprised. I'll see you for another day. I remember all those times we sat and chilled at night, and every moment we spent. Well, that song came undone long before it had begun, and its chorus just came and went. But now that melody keeps coming back to haunt me, and all those promises are fading away. Keep looking back, but I'm not going to crack. I'll see you for another day. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I can understand to see the circle in my hand become such a sorry souvenir. I've been holding on to gold and thought it feels so cold. You left and the walk just disappeared. Like every joyful remembrance of our story, like every hope will surely pass away. And those dreams of my heart have all broken apart, but I'll save it for another day. I'll save it for another day. I'll save it for another so much. Thank you. Well, not all love ends badly. In fact, I'm married to this beautiful woman named Beth, and things have been pretty good overall, I would say. Better than pretty good overall, I would say. She's not here, so I'm not just trying to save myself there.
It's not like you're on TV or anything.
So I wrote the song pretty much inspired by the fact that I have her. It goes like this. It could take a lifetime to find me some peace of mind, but in the meantime, I got you. Though I've been running here and there, searching for it everywhere, you're the thing I swear that pulls me through. Nothing matters but this moment here, and nothing matters but the truth. And I know somewhere down the line, chances I will be just fine. But in the meantime, I got you. Nothing matters but this moment here. Nothing matters but the truth. So many times I let it disappear. So many times I've seen the proof. I have known the hand of grace. I have seen it in your face. Hear a smile, a trace shining through. So if it takes a lifetime to find me some peace of mind, I know in the meantime I got you. In the meantime I've got you. Thanks so much.
Our Mr. George Schricker
And the birthday girl, Janet.
and the birthday girl, Janet Probst. So, come on up. So Janet, I understand you're from Berkeley and you've written some plays and performed, and is there anything else you'd like to?
That's good.
That's good enough?
Okay.
Okay,
Gonna do a reading right
so that's pretty exciting stuff. So congratulations on all that.
I just want to say a few words about how wonderful this opportunity is for me. Janet appeared to me in a dream many years ago. It was not a lascivious dream. It was a dream of wonder and creativity. And so I had graduated from school, and I'd been away from Plymouth for a long time, a number of years. Graduated from Northwestern, was working in Brooklyn in an advertising agency and also reading poetry in Greenwich Village, and poof, Janet appeared in a dream, and I thought, this is a good occasion on which to write Janet. And so I sent her a little note, and we sort of kept connected after that. And so this is like a dream come true for me, to be able to read a piece of Janet's on stage. So I feel very, very fortunate right now.
Well, cool.
You don't have to feel like that, but I do.
The piece is Jill and Jack.
And Jack is a beleaguered young lad.
Jill is a hearty young lass.
Stop wasting time.
I'm not wasting time, I'm exploring.
Exploring? Jill, we're characters, pre-written. You don't explore. And we have a hill to climb. Now let's go.
Jack, I can hear it.
Hear what?
The stream.
We fetch the water from the well, not the stream.
Why?
Because that's what we do.
But there's another way, Jack. We don't have to fall down the hill.
Yes, we do.
Why?
Because we don't ever change. We don't ever change.
Jack, come over here. Listen.
Jill, we really are.
Hush, hush. Listen. Hear it?
Yeah.
The stream is at the bottom of the gully. I've been down there, Jack. There's a path that leads in and out. The slope is gradual, and there's a lovely little bank just downstream.
What difference does it make? We still have to go up the hill so we can fall down again.
Jack, don't you see? We've been duped all these years.
Duped?
Think about it. Does water run uphill?
Well, of course not, but so what?
So ask the question, Jack. The question, the one that has defined us for hundreds and
Okay. What's this big question?
Why do they send us up the hill to fetch a pail of water?
Because that's where the well is.
No. They send us up the hill so we can fall down the hill over and over again. It's not about the water.
But I don't know.
No, you have been sent on a mission doomed to fail. The system is rigged. No wonder you fall down.
Can we just go up the hill already? I want to be done with this in time for tea.
Did someone drop you on your head? Oh, sorry. All I'm saying is, there's another way. You don't have to go up the hill, Jack. You don't have to fall down again, ever.
Yes, I do, and so do you.
Give me the pail.
I can't.
I'm trying to help you.
You're confusing me.
They have taken advantage of us, Jack. They've taken advantage of our perpetual youth. They tell us we must go up to the well, when in reality we can take a pleasant little jaunt down to the stream, dip the bucket in, and be on our way. No bumps or bruises.
Oh, I don't think so.
If the goal really is to fetch a pail of water, there's an easier way.
But you just said it's not about the water.
Exactly. So if we actually show up after all these years with a pail full of water, we'll expose the whole ruse. Game over.
Game over? This isn't a game, Jill. It's a nursery rhyme.
And we can write a new ending. Now, give me the pail.
No, you don't write a new ending for a classic nursery rhyme.
That broken crown of yours is really getting in the way.
Maybe it is, but it's my fate, and I accept it. The kids count on us, Jill, generation after generation. Water does run uphill for them. Lions talk and baboons sing, and anything is possible. We're part of the world. I fall down the hill so I can get up and do it all over again. It's for them. We are their childhood.
Rubbish.
How can you say that?
Maybe what you say was once true. What we did held some kind of meaning, however warped it may have been.
Hey,
But that meaning is long gone. Kids don't recite nursery rhymes anymore. What's the median age for our little tale? 3, 4?
I guess so.
Okay. So ask any 4-year-old if they can say the rhyme about Jack and Jill, and I assure you, they won't know what you're talking about.
None of them?
They think Jack is some dude with a big round head and a pointy hat who sells hamburgers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So nobody says our rhyme anymore? Kids don't hear about us?
They watch movies on an iPad, flip through photos on a smartphone.
But this is who I am.
Is it who you want to be? There is never a good outcome. Never. Time for a change for both of us.
I won't do it. I know who I am and I feel lucky. Some characters spend their whole existence looking for home or trying to figure out who they are. Just look at Goldie.
Oh, don't tell me. You've fallen for that wimpy little blonde.
No, I haven't.
She won't give you a second look, Jack. She has an entire story. You, on the other hand.
Well, I rhyme. That's a nice quality.
You know she's involved in a lawsuit, right?
A lawsuit? Goldilocks?
Some woman borrowed her name for a series of building toys she created targeting little girls. I quite like them, actually.
Toys?
Your little blonde wanderer wants no less than a cool 50% of the profits.
No way.
Precisely. She'll never get it. If she'd been smart, she would have landed a contract for the marketing campaign. Now that would have been a sweet little commercial gig.
Advertising. A character from a classic children's story. This is a sad day.
Really, Jack, you must get up to speed. Everything and everyone is used in advertising. Only someone with his head in a bucket could have missed it.
Just because the world has gone all weird doesn't mean we have to follow suit.
Opportunity is staring you in the face, Jack. Seize it.
It's wrong, Jill. It's just wrong. We have a duty.
A duty?
Yes, we do.
5 centuries of tumbling after.
But
5 centuries, Jack. And no one ever cares about Jill. Oh, no, no, no. It's all about Jack and his poor little head.
But don't you understand?
I have so many bruises. I have been approached by Kevin Raft.
Kevin who?
Kevin Raft, Coalition Against Violence in Nursery Rhymes and Fairy Tales.
No. This is all wrong. Coalitions, lawsuits, fairy tales, and advertising.
So get involved. There's change afoot, big change. We are the next civil rights movement.
You're not serious.
No more tumbling after for this, Jill.
But I need you.
Then follow me.
I can't.
Well, the decision is yours, but rest assured, I am not going up that hill ever again.
So you're just abandoning me?
Oh, here we go.
What's that supposed to mean?
It is always about you, Jack. Always.
My part of the rhyme is about me. You have a few lines.
6 words, Jack. I have 6 words. An afterthought in an outdated nursery rhyme.
Wait a minute.
No more minutes, Jack. I am creating my own story. Starting now.
I can't follow you.
Why not?
Because I agreed to go first.
You agreed to go first? What does that mean?
I'm not supposed to tell you.
Tell me anyway.
I know you're not happy with tumbling after. I get it. But I did prevent you from cracking your noodle over and over.
What are you talking about?
The original version wasn't Jack and Jill.
What?
It was Jill and Jack.
Jill and Jack? I had top billing?
And a broken crown.
Oh.
I'm sure your bruises are no picnic, but trust me, this relentless headache is a killer.
So what happened?
We were characters in a little rhyme about how you fall down the hill and I race after and save you.
Save me?
I lobbied to switch roles because I was afraid I might fail and you would get hurt.
But I don't save you.
You're a girl. And don't argue, I didn't write it.
Okay, so you switched roles in order to protect me?
Yeah, I did.
What a stupid thing to do.
I was only trying to...
I know, and all right, thank you. But now, it's time for my lead.
You want to break your crown?
I want to break the cycle. You with me?
Oh, Jill. The water seems so far away.
Oh, but Jack, it's all downstream.
So please welcome our friends and friends of the moon, Elaine and Jamie LaFleur.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. I got top billing. A lot of people for years thought that our last name was Lane. I don't know what they thought his first name was. But
Some people have been known to introduce this as Elaine and Jamie, or what, how's that go?
Jane and Lenny.
Jane and Lenny, yeah, that's right, Jane and Lenny, I can't even remember. Mike?
Yeah. Yeah, oh, I need my bow too.
Okay, thank you. Check. It's a microphone, it's not a pickup, so.
Hello.
If it doesn't sound good, I made it, so blame me.
Is it right? Yes, when I reached over to pick up my bow, I thought, oh, and then I have my big bow here, although I'm married to him now. I don't know if they still are a bow or not when you marry them. And if I had something tight around my neck, I might have a bow. We were free associating a little while ago. And I can't stop now. Thank you.
I'm pretty good there, yeah. They're as good as I get. Okay, what are we playing now first here?
Well, the first two songs are some traditional fiddle tunes called Missouri and Dancing Bear.
And you do not want to see me dance bear. I'm not pretty.
Okay, you ready?
thank you. We're so happy to be down here. We lived in Elkhart for a number of years and moved back a few months ago, and we're really happy we did, because George started this wonderful place, and he's got wonderful helpers. Howard Gibbs helps with all the stage management, and Jar back there, and Davis on the sound, and all kinds of nice people. And of course, George and Chuck.
Yes, and I need my mic, or my picks. And you can turn off that fiddle mic.
My banjo was out of tune here. Give me a second. My banjo is almost 100 years old, so it gets tired sometimes, especially when you kick the headstock.
I thought that was the definition of a banjo, out of tune.
Yeah, that's,
You know what the difference is between a lawnmower and a banjo? You can tune up the lawnmower.
you know, the difference is between a banjo and an onion. Nobody cries when you cut up a banjo.
We need another one.
You know, the difference is between a trampoline and a banjo. Yeah, that's a good one. The difference between a trampoline and a banjo is you take off your shoes before you jump on a trampoline. One time we had a 2-year-old child jump on the head of a banjo. It didn't hurt it at all.
My wife recently acquired a banjo. She'd been telling banjo jokes to me for years, and disparagingly so, of course. But I found out something. Do you know about if a lady plays a banjo? Ladies don't.
It's the doghouse for him tonight. This doghouse is really nice.
Yeah, a very nice doghouse that has a widescreen TV in it. I'm out there a lot. Okay, we're going to do a little forecastle song. It's a song that sailors sang in the evening when they were done working. People have covered this, including Dylan, but it's an old song. The Leaving of Liverpool. For I know it will leaving of Liverpool, the breezy, but my darling, when I think of thee.
Are we ready?
No.
So here's our friend Doug Hammond. Doug is from, he's a Plymouth native. Doug, is there anything else you would like me to enlighten them on?
I'm tall.
He's very tall.
That's about it.
He's a nice guy too. Doug's a nice guy. So Mr. Doug Hammond, here you go.
He's Doug Knight here at the Loom. Two Doug Knight.
I'm gonna give this a try. This one's fairly new, and it usually doesn't have a title. Title's always an afterthought for me. It's about change and embracing change and kind of rolling with it when you need to, even though you may be used to comfort and wanting to stay in comfort.
I've been stopped for a long time. Now I must go to clear my mind. Been saving stones for to throw, but all I've done is erode the smoking gun was right beside me. I have barked up every tree. My patience deep has betrayed me. Led me down this well of complacency. Now I see that dreams can bleed and be lost bitterly.
I must feed the burden I have sown in fitful seeds. Oh, wear this smile to disguise me, to look into my eyes you've surely seen. I'm paper thin and I am wearing the sun shines through for all to see. Breaking points miles behind me. I did not even know my hull was breached, but now this flood has cleared my vision. My eyes long closed have never seen. I see the dreams complete and be lost bitterly, and I must feed the burden I have sown in fitful seeds. Oh, now I see dreams complete and be lost bitterly. The river sinks and lays a trail and calls out towards the sea. And I must feed the burden I have sown in fitful seeds. Never lost it at the end, which is the great thing about originals, because you don't know that I got lost. It works out great. So this next song is a couple years old, and make sure I don't mess it up. It's called At the Bottom. It's about alcoholism at its core. There was a guy I worked with for a long time at my previous job. Then I left to a different facility. He was a great guy, very artistic, very gentle person. I came back and some changes in his life had happened, and he was a different person, his demeanor and his physical appearance. And we had come to easily find out that alcoholism was the cause for it. And unfortunately, he died a short time after. It's just watching the rapid deterioration of a person and what that kind of affliction can do to you. It's a very real thing, and some people say, oh, well, they just need to quit drinking. But it's a real problem that affects people close to all of us, and if you know someone, then you know kind of what it's like. So this is called At the Bottom. Another one left. She packed all her things and
Oh, let me guess, you're not sober, it seems, in these empty halls, on these crowded streets. No one can see you're followed by the beast. Another job lost. Did you even know? When's the last time you bothered to show in the face of a friend, in a stranger's heartbeat, the guilt that you know, the what you can't beat? There is a lullaby at the bottom of each bottle. Whiskey screams and vodka dreams will only bring you down. Numb on the lips and red in the eye, loose with your tongue and ready to fight. How did it start? How will it end? There's strain in your heart and wounds you can mend. There is a lullaby at the bottom of each bottle. Whiskey screams and vodka dreams will only bring you down.
Thank you very much, Doug. That was very nice. So, Janet, are you ready again?
No, first it's Dylan.
Oh, okay. I thought they were doing.
They are, but Dylan's gonna introduce all of them.
Okay. So, Dylan Connor, correct?
Yes.
Dylan, are you from Plymouth? Or?
Yes. Well,
Hey, Dylan's from Plymouth, so.
VHS.
Yeah.
PHS, huh? Me too. Okay. A long time ago. Like, I don't know.
Can't remember.
He wasn't around then, I know that. Yeah, anyway, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, members of the board, Middletonians, local dignitaries, well, everyone really, stockbrokers, dock workers, celebrities, nobodies, ladies, gentlemen, all comers, newcomers, the people who are poorly depicted, the newly departed, people who are still teething, who are looking for a helping verb, the quote beautiful, the unquote unbeautiful, whose bones are just so, whose veins are just so, the drunk, the high, the blue, the down, los pueblos, los animales, foreigners, strangers, bookworms, those whose eyes are tired from trying to read something into everything. Those at a crossroads, in a crisis, a quandary, a velvety chair. Those who are the dirty, the hungry. Yes, we, the cranky, the thirsty, the furious, the happy, who are filled with life, bloated with it, gorged on words. And of course, the bereaved, the bereft. And let's not forget the local merchants, the smiling faces, the placeholders, us. All we people slowly graying, slowly leaving, who make all this possible. This activity, this festivity, this hope, this dream dreamt with open eyes. Friends of the deceased, the diseased, friends of the disowned, and of course also the friendly, the healthy friendly people with great skin and congenital heart defects. Sports fans, sufferers of autism, down and outers, non-believers, animal lovers everywhere. Real people with doubts, without certainty, with nothing else worth mentioning. All of us, the majority of us, silent, stifled, delinquent, in the background, barely hanging on, running out of time, hope, air, heart, nerves, chances, money, blood, friends, courage, faith, hair, time, teeth, time, health, hope, all of it. Sans everything. Those off at nothing who can't stand it any longer, who never really could. Gentle people. Infinitely injured people, lost souls, ghouls, ghosts, descendants, shades, shadows, future ancestors, ladies, gentlemen, I know I'm forgetting somebody, lightnesses, darknesses, citizens, people, hopeful people, everybody, every last lone, dying, and inconsolably lonely person, breathing people, fellow human beings. Welcome. The fire exit's over there. I believe you can also get out that way. So that is the opening monologue to Middletown by Will Eno, which is a play about growing up and finding your place in the town, which is exactly the type of play that I am directing right now. It is called Sode, A Story of Girlhood, and it will be here in just about 2 weeks. My name is Dylan Connor. I am an English teacher at PHS. I work with the theater there as well, the Improv Club, who you'll see soon. And I have the privilege to direct this play. And so I wanted to do a little bit of reading from the playwrights, as well as the play itself. And I'm going to ask Janet to come up in a little bit to do a reading from the play as well. First of all, the question we get about the play is, well, what does Sonder mean? Did you misspell wonder, or what's going on? Sonder is actually a word which means the realization that every passerby around you has a life just as vivid and complex as your own. It's the feeling of looking at family photos and seeing someone in the background and wondering, like, where are they now? Or going to Disney World and thinking, where do these millions of people live and what sort of struggles are they going through? And so the play is called that because it's a story of 7 women growing up and the various ways in which they're interconnected and the ways that their lives, they've gone through things that we would not realize, and they're small town Midwestern girls growing up. So it's an interesting structure for a play. It's sort of a non-traditional episodic narrative, but we have 7 women who are acting in the play. It's written by 2 female playwrights who will also actually be acting in it. And the first act shows us their struggles as they're growing up in their 20s, which are some of the issues that were mentioned at the top of this show. Issues like love and heartbreak, as well as mental illness, sexual assault, eating disorders, body image, simple things like friendship and finding a job. And so it's I don't mean to make it out like it's all dour and sad either. There's plenty of funny and interesting and comedic bits as well. And then the second act takes the stories of those same 7 women growing up in their younger childhood years and kind of seeing how they got to where they were. And growing up through the eyes of a child rather than through someone who doesn't think they're a child anymore. And so these two playwrights, Sydney Luce and Laura Schmidt, are dear friends of mine, and all of us, the playwrights as well as the other actors, we went to Hope College in Holland, Michigan. And so it's a group of Midwestern girls performing this play about growing up in the Midwest as women. These two playwrights are really extraordinary. They're poets and writers and actors, obviously, designers. I mean, they do everything. And so I feel privileged to be part of this production.
And Wild Rose Moon feels very privileged to have you here.
Well, thank you. So Wild Rose Moon was actually the first venue that we were booked at. And they've been so generous in supporting us, and we're very excited to start off. It's not just a one-night engagement, actually. It is in Plymouth, but we're starting off our tour. So we are bringing the play here first, Friday, June 1st, and then from there we're going to Naperville, and then to Muncie, and then to Oxford, Michigan, and then to Saugatuck, and then to Holland, Michigan. And in each of those places, we have found partners like Wild Rose Moon, small-town arts venues that are willing to give us a space to do a play. And then because of their generosity and Georgia's generosity, we are going to be able to donate 100% of all of our proceeds to local women's shelters in each of those towns. So very excited.
It'd be great to be here that night.
Yeah. So those who don't know, Heminger House is the organization we're supporting while we're here, and they are a safe house for women and families who have dealt with and been survivors of sexual and domestic abuse. And a lot of people in Plymouth know the name but don't know much about it. It's because they're a safe house, and they don't advertise their location or anything. But someone from Heminger House will be here during our performance, and they'll give some resources and ideas, and they'll be here to sort of see what's going on. And so I'm very excited about that prospect. But I don't expect that to be the only reason you come. So I brought some poems from our playwrights, and I'd like to read a few of their original poems, and then I'll read a little piece from the play, and then I'll ask Janet to read a piece from the play as well. It's funny, actually, Sydney and Laura are good friends. They're prolific writers. They write a lot, and this play actually came from separate pieces that two of them were writing. And then they sort of realized the similarities they had, and they pushed them together and created, new narrative arcs into this one cohesive play. They write from what they know, and so they've gone through a lot of the things that are being discussed in the play. There's nothing more authentic than Midwestern women writing about Midwestern women. So I'm going to start with two brief poems from Sydney Luce, who was the chief collaborator on their first act. She didn't give me titles, but here are her poems. The sky is just a mirror image of all the people living and dead here. Each star with its own story and own responsibilities, each constellation a family, fighting to be the most special among them. It seems they have more figured out than we do. There are glow stars on the ceiling, just like at home. My feet threaten to jump off of the edge of the too small bed. The closet is different, and when I look at myself in her mirror, there is only anxiety looking back. Anxiety is bumpy and sick, and an impulsive haircut. Almost myself, but slightly off kilter. Sydney Luce. And then I have a poem from Laura Schmidt as well, who's the other collaborator. I have graphite gray smudge marks on the undersides of my fingers that may be permanent. We'll see. My wrists hurt, and my patience threw in the towel what seems like decades ago. I've been following you my whole life, desperate to be the one to connect your dots, to be the one to plant a flag in the earth of a new continent, or the land of a new moon, and say one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, and check it off the list, and go home and sit at the kitchen table and say, baby, what did you do today? And have the answer be something other than, I have been trying to decode you, to unlink the constellation that is your impulsiveness. But all of them, all of your steps feel giant, massive, colossally and impossibly too big to follow. But then I've never been much of a follower. Maybe that's why. But how do you give that up? When you've been running in circles, chasing your own tail your entire life, how do you know when to stop? The play is
we call it a play, and it is, you have 7 characters kind of going through their story, but it's more than that. It involves music and movement and dance and poetry, and so I struggled when I thought, like, well, I'd like to read something from it to kind of give you a glimpse. I didn't know what to read because so much of it is focused on the stories of women, and so I decided to read sections from a scene called Love is Love is Love is Love is Love is Love is Love. It's a scene about the universality of love, so I figured, what better way to sort of bring it all together than this idea of love transcending all of that. And so it is actually, it's a collection of poems that kind of go into this scene, and so it's multiple characters, so each new page is a new character and poem. But so here's a selection from Love is Love is Love is Love is Love is Love is Love. It didn't feel like friends when I grabbed you to pull you along, and you held on like you were holding my hand for the first time, which you kind of were. And to me, it felt electric. And to you, it must have felt the same because you lingered longer. And your fingers between my fingers, between your fingers, is where I want to stay. You mean more to me than the 100 or so words we speak a year. You mean protection and incessant teasing and looking after me when mom and dad went out, and support and love and strength and trying not to cry at Grammy's funeral, and sleeping on your shoulder in the car and energy and sadness and digging a hole to bury our dogs, and mowing the lawn and music and politics and years between us that cannot separate us, and sports and chicken wings and hats and a new sister who I love almost more than you, and compassion and driving 3 hours, picking me up and driving 3 more, and anger, confusion, and intelligence. And I've under-exaggerated the amount we talk, and I under-exaggerated how much you mean to me, but that's only because it's impossible to describe a love so incomprehensible. I think I expected you to be different. First mistake. People, no matter how kind or interesting or unconventional they are, fall into the same holes if they move too fast. And you came running, sprinting even, jumping over whatever hurdles I cautiously placed in your path, trying to play it safe. You sped right through me, ran me over, and leapt to the next open hole, open arms. She has clear blue eyes and a smile that won't quit. But most importantly, she has a heart that loves deeper than the lakes that surround our state. I have spent every day I've had loving everyone I've met but me. I loved the boy who bagged my groceries last week. I loved my freshman year sociology prof, despite so many pop quizzes. I loved every person who has ever sat next to me on the bus. And there's simply none left over. I like the weight of commitment I feel when he says my name out loud. Like his mouth is where I've always belonged. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask Janet to join me on stage. She is going to be reading a selection called Gingham. It is the opening of Act 2, which sort of leads into this transformation into like their childhood years. And so it's a piece about reminiscing, about looking back on childhood memories and looking back with an adult eyes. And then it becomes the transition into looking with childhood eyes. So thank you, Janet, for joining me. Stools.
Do you remember what being little feels like? When we would all pretend we were bigger than we were, because I'm 5 2/12, felt a lot more grown up than I just had my 5th birthday party. Do you have an earliest memory? I guess we all do, right? We all had to start somewhere. I might remember earlier, I guess, but the first memory that I have with a date attached, a dot on my timeline, was my 5th birthday party. There were a lot of balloons, big ones, pink, and I had on a gingham pink and green party dress. I know the word gingham now. I didn't then. Mom made me promise I would not climb the big tree in the backyard once I put my dress on. I climbed the tree. Not well. The strongest part of the memory isn't breaking the rules or breaking my fall. I remember sitting there in the grass between our then new swing set and all the years that were headed my way, and I looked to the window to see my mom's face. Sure, I'd be in trouble, but she was laughing. Apparently, birthday parties are the get out of jail free cards for timeouts. Mom told me early and often that I was a handful, and I grew into that prophecy at an alarming rate. But that was the first time I realized there was a loophole that nobody had told me about. You can screw up, and your mom and dad will be there to straighten your party dress and pull the twigs out of your hair and send you on your way. I wonder if there's a warranty on that, if my time will run out.
Changing gears a little bit. So I do teach at PHS, and as part of that, I started the Improv Club. And so I have our officers from the Improv Club tonight, and we are going to do a little improv for you. I'm Dylan Connor. So introduce yourself.
I'm Claire Peters.
Hello. I'm Katie Smith.
I'm Levi Crawford.
Thank you. And we have done several showcases at the high school, but this is our first time venturing into the outside world. So be nice and participate, please. Improv is if you've never been to an improv show, improv is theater and ideas and relationships and words that have never been planned before or thought of. So we're going to need your suggestions as we come up with something totally new, the opening and closing night of this little improv showcase. Let's see. Are we good?
I think we got yours.
Okay. To get you guys warmed up, we're going to play a simple game called Yay Boo. Claire, do you want to come be on my team? Okay, cool. This game is called Yay Boo, and it requires an appropriate response from you guys. So we're going to get a suggestion from you of a topic, and then each team, what team do you guys want to be?
Boo!
All right, great. So Claire and I will be Team Yay, and when we say something about your topic, if it makes you think yay, then please say yay. Thank you. And if Katie or Levi say something that makes you think boo about that topic, then you say boo. Great. You're naturals. So you are the voting audience. So don't say yay or boo if it doesn't make you think yay or boo. It's a little bit of a quick back and forth and a competition, so it will get fierce. Can I have our first topic that we will be going back and forth on? First, any topic.
Cell phones.
Cell phones. Great. Boo, would you like to start?
Sure. My phone never stays charged.
Boo. But I can always call my mom.
Yay! But my mom always calls me, even when I don't want to talk to her.
And I will always be able to get in contact with all my friends.
Yay! I'm the clumsiest person I've ever met. This thing falls on the floor all the time.
But if you have a warranty, they'll replace it for free.
Yay! Yeah, but not if I don't have the energy to go to the store to get my warranty.
That's all I got. You guys have one. You want to take your suggestion?
All right, what is another suggestion? Anything. It could
Trains in the Arctic.
You start, Sarah.
Okay. The Polar Express is like my favorite Christmas movie ever.
Yay! But the Polar Express gets stuck on the ice and it's really scary.
But first they get hot chocolate.
Yay! But then hot chocolate disappears after a little while with all those creepy men.
But they do a cool little dance to accompany the hot chocolate.
Yay! But we don't have any Polar Expresses here in Plymouth.
That's all. Can I have another topic, please? How about, let's see, something that you might write an essay on?
Planarian.
What'd you say?
Planarian.
I'm an English teacher.
I'm
Help
a
me.
junior in high school.
What is a planarian, sir?
Excuse me?
What is a planarian?
It's a single cell organism you find in all the lakes.
All right, we'll take it. Planarian. Perfect. Right. Would you like to start, Katie?
I have a B in AP biology, so I should know what that is, but I don't.
I'm assuming they're really necessary to those ecosystems.
Yay! But they're so small we can't even see them with the human eye.
And yet, what an amazing thing to learn a new word and a new creature.
Yay! I don't remember what it's called.
If you make friends with them, then you'll have a lot of friends because there's so many of them.
Yay! They're so small.
That's not a boost statement.
What is something you would find in your bathroom?
Toothbrush.
All right, a toothbrush. When I brush my teeth, they're all shiny and white and pretty.
Yay! But when I forget to brush my teeth, I get cavities.
Boo! Not only can I brush my teeth, but I can do neat things like scrub the floor with them.
Yay! One time my brother scrubbed the floor with my toothbrush.
You can get not only soft bristle, but you can get different colors.
Yay! I don't know.
Let's call that the game. Thank you.
So, now that we're all warmed up and feeling improv-y, our next game is called text messages. So, it's a normal scene. We'll have Levi and Claire doing a normal scene, but there's a catch, as there always is in improv. I need one of your phones. Because one of our actors will be, all of their lines will be from a text message that you choose. Like, it could be your mom, your best friend, your uncle, I don't know. Whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. Alright? So does anybody have a phone that they'd like to give me for a few minutes?
A brave volunteer.
You drop your phone.
That's true. It'll go to Claire. She's safer.
Yeah.
I brought mine, but the cord won't reach.
Is there anyone who's willing?
I promise you nothing bad will come from this. We're not going to run away with your phone.
Now, how are you going to use this?
They will use your one text message.
They got one. They got one.
They will use one text message conversation as a script.
Oh, one text message. They got one.
Sure. Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Y'all good?
Do you want to take a suggestion?
All right. We need a suggestion to start this scene. So give me any noun that comes to your head right now. Go.
Butterfly.
Okay, it's a butterfly. Start your scene with a butterfly.
Merry Christmas, sir. Have a wonderful day.
I'm sorry. Where can I buy some butterflies?
11893 Redbud Drive, Plymouth, Indiana, 46563.
I don't have a car. My mom kind of took it away from me after I got a D on math homework.
Well, if you don't mind buying some, I'll pay you back.
Oh, that'd be great if I could get there.
Sorry for the late response, but I'll pray more for the community.
You'll pray more for the community. Thank you so much for your prayers. But I'm really just looking for this butterfly.
No, you're welcome, man. Congratulations on your graduation.
Oh, thank you so much. It would be really nice if I could celebrate with some butterflies, but apparently.
No, I'll run to Aldi and get some. No big deal.
Okay, you gave me an address, but now you're telling me Aldi's has it. Why did you just say that in the first place?
Hey, instead of snacks, you can buy a couple 2 liters.
2 liters of butterflies to snack on.
Oh, I bought cookies already, but sure.
Butterfly cookies. Aldi sells that?
Instead of snacks, you can buy a couple 2 liters.
2 liters of butterflies. That's exactly what my mom wanted me to bring for my graduation party.
Okay, I will.
Let's fill out the scene. Hey, we're going to do all
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go to the
Yeah.
Okay. This is the smallest one. Okay, so we're gonna be playing our last game. Yep. Alright, our last game is called Panel of Experts. And here behind me, I have a panel of experts. And they will be giving a little discussion or a little panel on something that you guys will give me. But the catch is, while one expert is up here giving their little spiel, another expert behind them can say objection, and they can come up and they can give their own little interpretation. So, can I have a topic of something you would want to hear a panel on?
Dirty socks.
All right, dirty socks it is. Katie?
The last one standing at 2 minutes.
Yep, the last one standing at 2 minutes wins. So towards the end, it'll get pretty intense. Katie, do you want to start?
Heck yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Butterworth. So today I'll be teaching you about dirty socks. So the first dirty sock occurred in about 1850 when the first sock was invented. You see, Mrs. Sock, which is, you know, why it's called a sock, because her name is Mrs. Sock. Yes. Now, she was just tra-la-la-la-ing in her first pair of socks and trips.
Objection.
Yes.
We skipped from not having socks to tra-la-la-la-ing in the socks. It doesn't line up.
That doesn't even make any sense. Go ahead.
Thank you. So now, Mrs. Sock in 1850, she did invent the first pair of socks, and one of the things that she really wanted to accomplish was she wanted to have a piece of cloth that you could put on and then lose one later. And so that was what she did accomplish, and yet an unfortunate side effect was that after wearing them, they became very odorous. And so her husband, Mr. Sock, of course, discovered this several days later, and he was furious. And so that's sort of the origin of how these dirty socks came to be. And now we all have dirty socks.
Objection.
Yes.
I would like to say that my socks are not dirty, they're very clean.
Oh, true. You wasn't being very diverse. Go ahead, sir.
So many people get the misconception that everybody has dirty socks. That's not true. Some people have clean socks, some people have cream socks, some people have colorful socks, other people just don't wear socks at all. And you know what? That's okay, because...
Objection.
Yes.
It's not okay to not wear socks. That's weird. Yeah. Now, regardless of how you feel about smelly socks, socks are necessary, and that's why smelly socks are a necessary evil in all of our lives.
Objection.
Yes.
This is about dirty socks in general, not just smelly socks.
Oh yeah, tell us more about that.
So the dirty sock, I'm back. Dirty socks, we already established in the puddle, right? Okay, now today, what do dirty socks mean to us today? Well,
Objection.
Yes.
She doesn't know. She was asking the crowd what they mean. She's supposed to be an expert.
Yeah, go ahead. 30 seconds left.
To us, dirty socks are an expression of our exercise throughout the day and our passion for everything that we do from one day
Objection.
to
Yeah.
I do not exercise.
All right, go ahead. 15
Thank you. And yet, despite the fact that I do not exercise, my socks still get dirty. And that is why today I am continually an expert.
10 seconds.
Because as socks get dirtier, they get more important to our society. And that's why you should also have dirty socks and make sure that they are always a part of what you do in your everyday life. Is that 2 minutes?
There's like 3 seconds.
Oh, no! Dirty socks.
Objection!
Yes.
He has been talking and drawing this out and stalling and not teaching us new things.
You are so right. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I was saying,
All right,
dirty
please.
socks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We are Avalanche Improv Club, and we will have showcases at PHS and hopefully here at Wild Rose Moon next in the fall. Yes, we did. Katie, Claire, Levi, thank you very much.